There we go. Partitioning a line segment. Before we start this out, there's a couple things that I want to review with you. First of all, a ratio. Ratio was first introduced in like 6th grade. A ratio, for example, like a ratio of 2 to 1 might mean like 2 black dots and 1 white dot. 2 to 1 ratio, 2 black to 1 white. There's technically 3 total, so 2/3 of your dots are black. So keep that in mind. Even though it's 2 to 1, it's 2/3 black, just so you know. Then the other concept that is important is we're going to be graphing a line, and then we're going to be partitioning that, for example, into a 2 to 1 ratio. We have point A, point B. We need to figure out where we partition this to have that 2 to 1 ratio. Well, you need to break that line segment up into 3 parts, and then 2 to 1 from A would be right here. This would be where point P is. And that's what we're doing. And I'll show you the math to do that. Okay, so A and B come out to the same answer, but they're different problems. I'm going to start with doing number 1 on A, and then I'll do number 1 on B. If you have B and I'm going over number 1 on A, still pay attention because it's the same process that you're going to use for yours. So first step is to plot the points it gives you. Given the points, -7, -8, and 5, 1. So we're going to plot those. -7, -8. And to be honest, the smaller the dot, the better, because it'll make your line more precise.
Great to see that.
I know, but like I said, the smaller the dot, the better. And then point B is at 5, 1. Okay, now I'm going to connect the dots again as precisely as you can. What do you think? Yeah. Here. Okay, so now we have to break this up into 2 to 1 ratio to find out where point P is. One way to do it is to eyeball. If your line is really precise, you can see where it intersects. So maybe right here and right here.
Are we doing this?
Can you please be quiet? So I can see where those intersect, and I'm breaking it up into 3 equal parts. If your line's really precise, you can do it this way. Then it's 2 to 1. So from A, 2 parts right here, and this would be my point P, and that's at 1, -2. The math way. There's also a math way, so if you couldn't quite tell where it is, here's the math way. We would look at the way we would do it the math way is we'd look at the slope, rise and run. We're going to split it up. From A to B, the rise is from -8 to 1, so that would be 9. It's going up 9. And then the run from -7 to 5 is going over 12. Now we need to go 2/3 of the way, because there's 2 to 1, so that would be like 2 black dots, 1 white. That's 2/3 of the way. So we're going to multiply this slope by 2/3. And multiply this slope by 2/3. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 over 3 is 6. And then 12 times 2, 24 over 3 equals 8. What do we do with the 6 and 8? Well, that's your rise and run. So from A, you would count up 6. So from -8 up 6 over 8, and it lands at that dot, 1, -2. Where did I get the 2/3? It's 2 over 2 plus 1 equals 2/3. Okay, I'm going to pause this recording. See, play the recording. Video resumed. Okay. So for number 2, again, just start by plotting the points. Point A is at 0, 4. The smaller the dot, the better. You get A. B is at 9, -8. right here. And then draw that line as precisely as you can. There we go. And our ratio is 1 to 2, so that would be 1 over 3. Like 1 black dot to 2 white would be 1/3 of the way there. You could eyeball it and split it up into 3 equal parts, just like that. And then 1/3 of the way to B would be right here at 3, 0. If you wanted to do the math, then you just take the slope rise and run. The rise from A to B, it's going down from 4 to -8 would be -12. And from 0 to 9, the run would be 9. Multiply by 1/3 here. And you get -12 over 3 equals -4. And 9 over 3 equals 3. So then from A, you would count down 4 over 3, and it lands right here where we plotted point P. Okay, I'm going to pause this. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do with you, and then I'll let you work on your own. Some of you may be already working ahead. So -7, 7. Again, the smaller the dot, the better. Point A. And 8, -3. 1, 2, 3. It's B. Connect your dots. Okay, 4 to 1 ratio. So that would be like 4 dark black dots and 1 white. So 4 out of 5, 4/5 of the way there. You could break this up into fifths. Just looking at it, where if your line's very accurate, you'll be able to see where it intersects. There, I just broke it up into 5 equal parts. 4/5 of the way there from A, 2, 3, 4. It would be right here. This is your point P at 5, -1. If you're doing it the math way, then rise and run. From A to B, it goes down from 7 to -3, so it goes down 10, -10. Over from 7 to 8 is 15. So it's going over 15. Times 4/5 times 4/5. -40 over 5 is -8. And here we get 60 over 5. 12, isn't it? I think it's 12. Yeah, 15 times 4. So 12. Then down 8 over 12, and it lands right here at 5, -1. Okay, I'm going to stop my video. So continue working alongside your partner. Just check with your partner to make sure they're getting the same answer. And then I'll come around to give you guys help too.